What is that?
Mine, my big water jug.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
that's
a gallon worth of
impressive.
water. I'm a very thirsty person.
Okay.
I work in a factory job, so uh,
Oh, gotcha.
I don't have a lot of time to like, run to the drinking fountain, and they do have like ice machines and water machines, so I'll
Yeah.
just fill it up and then just right there at my work desk, I'll just, drink plenty of water, especially when it's like really hot out during the summer. I'm just guzzling that thing like crazy. So
Nice.
I'm only at this guy.
there you go. There you go. At least you're drinking water.
I
So
have I have like mine at home is like a 2 liter size.
there you
It's
go.
probably the same size as yours.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah. I've been like cutting back on like soda and stuff like that. And I'll occasionally do like green tea or whatever just to kind of, get a little sweetness. But most of the time it's like just guzzling water, just trying to stay
Yeah.
hydrated. So
Well, the entire interview is going to be about water
Yeah.
jugs
that's
now.
okay. It's going to be
And
nothing
the
more.
movie Waterworld starring Kevin Costner. Right.
Oh my God. That's awesome. Okay. Let's go and get started. Everybody, welcome to Trailer Punk Podcast. My name is Justin Hamline. Today I have Karen and Ivan of Bellhead from Chicago. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to be on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
Cheers.
Yep. Go ahead and if you have anything you want to promote or anything, your album Threat, and you got a couple of dates coming up. Go ahead and let people know what you got going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So this year we released our latest EP. It's called Threats. It's available on all streaming and download platforms. The best way to find us is if you there's not many Bellheads out there except us. So if you Google it, you can find it. If you go to Bandcamp, we also have the physical version that you could, if people still are into CDs, we do have the CD version available there. And then we have a couple runs of shows coming up, so we're actually getting prepared to head out on the road. So then not today, but the following weekend, we're going to be in Memphis, Tennessee at Lamplighter with our friends Eagle Likeness and with Skull Family. And then on the 9th, we'll be in Indianapolis for the inaugural Bats Over Indie Festival, which is at this really cool venue called Healer. And it's going to be kind of all night. It's also all ages, which will be great. And then on the 10th, we'll be back home at Livewire in Chicago. And then that will be with Arch Visceral Parlor, who is a Chicago band, and then with In a Darkened Room, who are actually playing the festival with us. So that's kind of our August dates. And then in September, we're doing a run of shows with a band called Phalanx, who are from the Southeast. They're absolutely wonderful people. So we're playing starting on September 12th. We're doing Kalamazoo. September 13th is Bay City, Michigan. And September 14th is Columbus, Ohio. Oh, and we have a Chicago show with that one too.
Right.
So we have a couple shows coming up, and then we can't announce it fully officially quite yet, but we do have one more. We have another tour in October coming up for about 7 days or so, and we may have one final show towards the end of the year.
Okay.
But we can't say anything more about that one.
There you
So.
go. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll let them know to keep an eye out on your guys' social media and everything like that. Just
Yeah, Bellhead, bellheadband.com. We're also Bellhead Band on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, basically any social media site you can get us.
We have a TikTok.
Yeah, we have a Blue Sky account too. What's a Blue Sky, you ask?
Blue Sky. So I know it's hard to keep up with all these, social media and stuff. Like even Blue Sky is like one I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta post stuff on there. Like I'll do like podcast promotion, but any other just ranting or bantering or anything like that, it's just like I don't know. Ever since TikTok or Twitter's become kind of a cesspool, it's like, what's the point of even going on there?
Became I handled our Pinterest for the longest time,
Yeah,
and then I kind of but I was posting on this site called Ello for
yeah.
like the longest time, and then it was like, oh, the site's down. They had actually closed and no one noticed. So it is amazing how much that your us as promoters are like sometimes we're just talking to each other,
Yeah.
and sometimes we're talking to you know the only the handful of people who are using this. It's like because Ella was like it was a lot of graphic design people and stuff,
Yeah.
so it was more like a reaction about the artwork of a flyer than actually going to the show. But that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of the exchange was we're designers, so it'd be interesting. Pinterest would also be kind of part of that. Was like I got involved in what other designers were doing graphic stuff, and so you know we weren't in the kind of wedding planning board portion of it.
We could be though.
If you want to.
uh,
For cooking.
we get involved in that, like we end up on the kind of like the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, but for gothy wedding circuit.
I think we would be a great wedding band.
A bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard this story about old 97s being offered to play weddings, and they're like, we don't have songs for weddings. We have songs for divorces, you know, like that kind of thing. You know, I got it bad for a stick leg girl. I mean, it's like, yeah, you kind of, you know, I mean, mercy, don't tempt me. I don't know that that's
Okay,
really.
but we're not against doing a wedding.
No,
So if anybody out
no,
there
right,
wants
right,
us to
right.
play a wedding,
We'll take your money. I mean,
absolutely
that's
do.
you know, yeah, you know. I mean, that's totally fine if that's what you want.
Right.
It's kind of like the couple who dances to Every Breath You Take. It's like, sure, if that's what you want to do, go for it. You know.
Would you bang out some covers for a wedding, or are you just sticking with all the originals?
Well, I mean, we do a couple covers.
Okay.
I mean, we do like, I mean, we do
Bauhaus
a
and
we do a Bauhaus cover. We do a Prince cover.
Mhm.
You know, and that's
Love and Rockets.
oh right, we do the Love and Rockets cover.
Yeah.
Haven't done that. We do a La Tigra cover.
Yeah.
It's not really a wedding song, but you know.
We could do the Memories Can't Wait. We have like 5 or 6 covers that we could bust out.
The Talking Heads cover that no one recognizes is the Talking Heads cover. Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
Yeah.
We're currently on a no more covers.
No more covers.
Yeah.
Hard to do it. Like it's weird because I talked to a lot of artists where it's kind of like a weird, like you get attention by doing covers, but you don't want to be stuck in that sort of cliche of, oh, just play the cut. You know what I mean? It's like Orgy having to play Blue Monday, or you know, Alien Ant Farm having to play Smooth Criminal. You know, it's one of those things where it's like I don't want to be stuck in this thing. You know what I mean?
I get it. Like I know these bands that get recognition from their videos and stuff. Ours is a little different. It's a time budget concern.
Sure.
Like all of our songs take the same amount of time, cover or otherwise. And if we're doing a cover, then that's an original song we're not doing. It's the same thing about doing remixes.
Yeah.
Like we can't do them. We kind of have to pick and choose what we're doing, because whatever we're doing in a year means that's Bellhead songs that aren't getting done, and that means that the next release is getting pushed further away. And when Threats came out, the press was like, "Oh, it's been 2 years since," and we're like, "We didn't mean for it to be," but you know, by the time it was done, it was like, "Well, we have to wait till the next cycle to put it out." So if we do that cover, then that pushes the record further away, and I want to get some new songs finished.
Of course, absolutely. Talk about Threats, your latest one, because I love your guys' albums because it's a little different each time, which I think is amazing. So let's go ahead and start with your latest one. We'll kind of talk about it, and then we'll kind of go back. We'll Tarantino backwards, and we'll talk about in the beginning, and then we'll kind of work our way up to you know, the earlier albums. But let's go ahead and focus on Threats since that's the latest album that came out. Tell me about coming in and recording it and what kind of inspired it, and you know, the songwriting process.
You start.
Oh, I have to start?
Okay, no, I'll start.
Girls first. No.
So a mate of ours said that this is sort of Bellhead sees America, which I thought was kind of interesting. And I mean, maybe it is a product of us touring a lot, but this part of this record was definitely written on the road. It's one of the first records that we got to actually road test a lot of our songs, but there was a lot of uh death and like it's a fickle inspiration that kind of came at us, and so that wormed its way through the songs, and the sort of the stages of grieving. But it's not about that, but it's kind of how that works its way out. And um so the writing was like sporadic here and there, and it was, each song we do is a puzzle pieces of putting them together. I come up with something, and then Karen goes, "Oh, I like that," and then we take everything to the rehearsal space. We're very much like a band that works in the room. We work over, the core element of a song, and then take it home and maybe work on an intro or what we think is an intro, and then take it back to the space and then run it. And each time it's just building a little bit more of the song. Right. And until it's like, now that's the song.
Yeah.
Now play it again and again and make sure that, that's okay. It feels proper, and then round out like some production stuff.
So it kind of flows perfectly.
Yeah, yeah.
Comfortable playing it live, and plus it's a little bit more like, okay, let's start kind of sprinkling a few things here and there with production wise.
Yeah, and it was nice being able to kind of play at least some of the songs live before we went into the studio and did it. So then we kind of, the thing is like, I know we're going to talk about our earlier stuff later, but there's a lot of our songs, our older songs, that we have reimagined a little bit and changed up. And so, when you play stuff live, then you can kind of go, well, this feels better. We need to change this and update it. So it was kind of nice to do that. I think, threats, everyone says like, it sounds different. But it's still us, right? Like it's still the two of us, and it's still the core. We have a very loyal small team. We have Neil is our engineer. He's been our engineer for everything. Carl Saff masters for us. He has mastered everything for us, and we kind of keep that core group. But sonically, we try to keep things, as similar as uniform throughout each album. I just think that we're both getting more comfortable with our craft. I think we're trying new things. Ivan made me write some lyrics this time, which I kicking and screamingly agreed to do. There's even, there like Heart Shaped Hole, like I kind of wrote the bass lines for it and I sent it over to Ivan, and like he like that song was written in a day. So I had my kids, and I'm like, all right, you guys got to take care of yourself. And I ran into the back. I have this little studio, and I wrote this bass line, the kind of the verses and the choruses, and I sent it over to Ivan. And literally by like 8 o'clock the next morning, like he had a song already in my email box ready to go. Like we kind of just, so we have these spurts where, a song can come really easy like that, or like Double Jeopardy, that song took a while to get.
That was one of the ones that almost got lost.
Yeah, yeah.
How did that happen?
Well, we're really good at almost losing songs because one, things will get labeled idea or thingy.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Karen had given me that bass line a while ago, and I like this. And she gave me like the BPM, but something was off. It didn't work when I pulled it in, and I forgot about it. Didn't follow up with her. And then way later on, I just was dragged a bunch of ideas from an idea folder in and came back across that and was like, why did I not follow up? So then I figured out what was wrong. It was like, okay. And I was gonna follow up with her. And then it was just the rhythm was in my head, and I started writing lyrics, just had it, just like the verse just flowed. And it was like, this is something. And it just came together. But it was only because I had saved stuff locally from, all those little ideas, and it came back across that was like, oh, this, and we have to do better about naming stuff.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least by
yeah,
the
right.
date or whatever. You know,
Yeah.
we can't just call.
I'm getting better.
Right. We can't all sign with an X. That sort of thing.
This is really like, see, the problem is when it's just two people, and he's like, you know, it's more like different, like when you're addressing a room full of 20 people,
Of
where it's
course,
like,
yeah.
I'm not going to name a name, but we have to start doing this better. So that's the problem, is that there's only two of us. So
Right.
it's really just, hey, Karen, stop sending me base piles that say thing one on it.
Someone in this band ate all the peanut butter, and it wasn't me.
Right.
So
Don't know who it was.
I have gotten better,
Yeah,
and I'm
no,
actually
you
labeling
have,
my
yes.
stuff now. Like, this is the date that I recorded it on.
Right.
So, yes, but we're not going to name names about who
Right.
Who doesn't know how to title a rough draft.
Right. And
We're all guilty of it, though.
right. We've also said things twice.
Yeah.
It's both of us have done, figuring things out.
Yeah. But it's, I think this album we're really proud of. And I really like how it came out, how it flows. It's gotten a lot of great reviews. It's gotten more reviews with our previous releases, which is great. I guess that's kind of the point of everything, is to keep that momentum going. But I really
we thought we were screwed because people like good intentions.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, well, this is where they go, not as good as the last one, unsubscribe. And we were like, well, we'll do whatever, we'll swing for it. And the song that was just slid under the door was Threats. That was writing it while driving. When we went to record it, we said to Neil, we've only played this song maybe 10 times, and that's like rehearsals. Like, we were, lyrics were written up to the day. It was coming together, and it worked out great, but we believed in it. We knew like what we had, and we're really happy with the way it turned out. But it was like, okay, well, we're gonna swing for this, and it's kind of got a different swing to it. It's got a hook that you can hang a coat on. But that's also within our our vernacular. It's all us somewhere.
Yeah.
Right. And what came to this kind of, was it just like a natural, just like, I'm trying to find the right words I'm trying to say, because it's you guys, but a little different. Like, it feels like it's a little bit like kind of Wax Tracks-ish towards it. And it's kind of got a different, you guys kind of went into another direction, still, of course, keeping the Bellhead style and everything like that. But tell me about going in that kind of direction, production wise.
Well,
a natural thing, or were you listening to anything that kind of went, oh, I should try and bring that to a new record type thing?
I will tell you, if we tell people
Right.
what we listen to on the
Yeah.
regular,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
Like,
I'll tell you, like, working on Double Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I was listening to a lot of the Gap band, so you're not gonna, the connections aren't really gonna go, oh, I see that.
Right.
But I'll tell you that definitely, I don't want to write the same song twice.
Of course.
And we also want to write songs that we like first.
Yeah.
Like, we're not writing a song going, I'm going to write something for this group of people. It is, do I like this? Does Ivan like it? Then let's do it.
Right.
And I make sure that I don't write a song that I go, I'm gonna look so cool singing this song. That is never like, I think that you can get into this mindset where it's like, this is gonna make me look like a badass. And it's like, no, if you write a good song, everything else falls into place. Just write a good song. And if you write a song that you're excited about, then like, you can't fake enthusiasm. So get that together. And if we like what we're doing, because we're going to hear it more times than anybody else, and we have to live with it. Mm-hmm. So let's make sure that we're not going to get sick of it. And there's something about, like, the song Heart Shaped Hole. When that choir comes in with the, oh yeah, and the first time you see the audience go, and it's like, yes, that is it, right? No, that was when I first came up with that, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I love this. This is the, what does this song need? Oh no, gospel choir in the middle of going, I've been waiting for a vengeful God to show his face to me, like never forgive, never forget. And I'm like, this is where did I get this from, And, and it still excites me every time I hear it. I love it. So
One thing about when you do music, if you get the goosebumps while you're recording,
yeah,
it doesn't leave your head for the day.
Yeah.
Going, something's right here. Something's working. You know what I mean?
Yep, 100%. Yeah, we're actually we're trying to write new music, which it's hard to kind of again fit it all in, right? When you're touring, you're still promoting other stuff, you have day jobs, you have families, but we have a couple rough drafts going right now, and we get together every week to practice and work on stuff, and a week went by and it came back and I'm like, I haven't, that song's been in my fucking head all week, which is awesome. Like that's what you want, and I'm already like excited. Like this album, we don't have anything for what we're doing next, to be honest with you. Like we have rough drafts of songs and I'm already super excited about it. It's like, oh man,
trying to push to get them done. So it's like we did Electronic Saviors. So we came back from that and we were exhausted. And I was like, Karen, we need to track scratch backing vocals for this song so that we can get it up. So I'm like, just as long as we're here, can we just set up the mic and just do, 3 tracks of this, 3 tracks of this, 3 tracks. I know we want to leave and I know we're exhausted, but we're in the room. We got to do it. So then we did that. So then during the week, I could edit them together. So then the next time we play it, we can start to feel the shape of what it's going to be. Because in this case, we need to kind of overlap some of our vocals. It's not quite there yet. But I mean, we have to push ourselves to we have 30 minutes. Let's use that 30 minutes,
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to be too long before the next record's done,
Yeah, no, that track on Electronic Savior. Am I saying that?
Yeah.
I put an album out. It's on the Bandcamp exclusive. I was just kind of working on new music and everything like that, and just going, oh, okay, I've always wanted to put something out and just go here's a song that I've been kind of fooling with. I haven't really done music in years, and it was like it's one project. I was like, let me just put something out and just for fun, and it was so neat. So I'm glad to be kind of just sharing that same with you guys. That's so cool. And let me kind of keep focus on threads. Tell me about getting Stabbing Westward, and is it Club Drugs as
Tell
me about getting them on board with this one.
Yeah, so Club Drugs is, they're a Chicago band, and they're real good friends with us. I think they're like second ever show or first show.
Second.
I think it was their second show. They played with us at Liars Club, which is great. So we've been friends, and it's wonderful to have people that support you along the way. The same thing, like we love them, and they're doing a fantastic job right now. They're going to be on that IMX tour in the fall, which what a great opportunity for them to have. So that's kind of that's a shoe-in. Like we knew we wanted them to remix it, and the thing is you never tell anybody what to do, right? So you just hand them a song and go, get weird.
Yeah.
And they did, which is, I mean, it's such a weird, it's trippy. Yeah, like
I think it's they want to do music for Disney's Haunted Mansion. I think that's their goal. Like,
yeah, and then
but it's also like, so they're relatively new band, and with having Stabbing Westward established band, it was nice to kind of like do the, it's not that we're not just part of one. It's like, and so it was a nice marriage. If we're gonna put a remix on, let's put 2 on here. We've not done a record before that's had our originals and then the remixes on there, so it's like, let's do that.
And then yeah, so Chris Hall, the singer from Stabbing Westward, he did this remix for us, and it's actually kind of a cute story because Walt and Chris also have that like push pull play that Ivan and I tend to have. So
Walt also from Stabbing Westward.
Yeah, Walt, the keyboard player from Stabbing Westward. So he did a remix for us a couple of years ago of Nothing As It Seems, which is available on, for purchase or streaming or download on one of our previous EPs. And so we were hanging out with, because Walter he's Chicago as well. So we were all hanging out, and Chris was in town, and it was for the benefit for Charles Levi, who was a bass player for Thrill Kill Cult, Big Face, and everything. So there was a big benefit. You know, Charles is very sick and trying to raise money for him, and Stabbing Westward was playing. And so really just cheeky, you know, Chris came up to us and was like, so you had Walt do a remix, huh? And we're like, yeah, it was great, right? And he's like, well, if you want a real remix, you can just come to me and let me know someday. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, just so then Chris did this, and again, like, you don't tell people what you want, and all of a sudden we get this industrial banger, and like, it sounds, I'll tell you, like, 17-year-old Karen, you know, baby back Karen is going, Chris Hall is singing on my song. Well, like, holy shit.
It sounds like the blood rave in the beginning of Blade.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I'm like, wait a minute. Is that Chris Hall singing Bellhead lyrics? And I'm like, you know?
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking cool.
So that kind of determined, like, well, this has to go on the EP. This is so
How to be done.
Yeah.
But again, Stabbing Westward also, you know, great people. We've had the opportunity to play with them a few times. And now this, and it's just, you know, it's really nice to have.
Plus, they could use the help of being on a Bellhead record. I mean, we really get their name out there, you know.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. No, you guys, I mean, I'm always really jealous. I love the Chicago scene and everything that goes on there. I live in St. Louis, so it's like we're kind of like, you know what I mean? Like the most we got would be like Gravity Kills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like seeing everything over there is just like, it's just amazing to see you guys just getting so involved in the scene. It's so wonderful. So
there's so much going on in Chicago. You can't keep up with it though.
It's so good. It's so great. And you guys have really just kind of connected with Martin Atkins. I've seen a number of posts and stuff of you guys together. And what was going on? Was it a day or two ago? You guys were.
Yeah, I was there. I
thought I was going to ask about when we were at a gas station.
Oh yeah, you had that one too. I saw that one. So
So I mean, right? Martin's a staple of Chicago, and you know, Ivan and I, you know, we've been in the scene for 1,800 million years. You know, we're never like to give our secrets of how old we really are, but you know, we've known Martin and we've known the scene for a long time, and I think we're actually probably the only two people that never interned for Martin Atkins in Chicago. I can honestly say that.
Right.
I never screen printed for him one time, but you know, we both known him separately forever, and he's a friend, and that's another. You know, another one where baby back Karen is like watching Big Face play, and then all of a sudden it's like, you know, I'm messaging him with Facebook Messenger on the side and hanging out. So, no, we've known Martin forever. He's a great friend. You know, he's just wonderful at what he does with the Post-Punk Museum. And so my husband and I actually, there was this art gallery opening in Rockford. It's an art gallery owned by one of the old Thrill Kill Cult performers, Laura. And Martin was out there spinning, and it was actually the guy that took the photo of the Wax Trax logo, you know, like the antennas. So it's his photo. And so then there was like a whole gallery of that. So we were out there hanging out with Martin, you know, hearing he did his PowerPoint presentation speech that he did, you know. And then he did some DJ and stuff, but no, Martin's great. You know, I've had a chance to play. So in 2019, I had the Pigface 25th anniversary.
The whole thing
House of Blues. I played with my previous band, with your bass amp. Actually,
that's right.
Yeah. So you were on stage with me. But then, you know, Ivan has also played. You know, we've always worked with Martin. So
I've had my solo project had a Pigface remix, and here and there, just, you know, connections.
Was it Mr. Russia? Was it the Mr. Russia project?
There's an incestuous amount of Chicago. It's a very big small town, and everybody talks to everybody.
Yep.
So, you know, but yeah, we've known Martin for seemingly forever.
Yeah.
Since he had blonde hair, I don't know.
Yeah.
But also we just run into Martin So we were on our way to do.
We were doing a short run of shows, and we were going to Champaign, Illinois, which is the middle of nowhere,
Right.
University,
And
Illinois.
we're
Yeah,
at an odd
my mom was
exit.
born in Champaign, Illinois, so yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We're on our way there, so we're still nowhere, and we go to get gas, and we're just at a random gas station,
Random truck stop, middle of nowhere.
middle of nowhere, and I'm going to get gas, and Karen's like, "Is that Martin?" And he's got
Couldn't
the
see the Muppet hair.
right, yeah,
Yeah.
and she and him are doing the double thing. I'm just like, Martin,
Yeah.
and then it's like finally, oh, that broke it. So then he comes, "What the fuck are you doing here?" You know, and it's like, oh, same question, you know, and then we just, he's driving one way, and it literally
So
5 minute difference, we would have missed each other. But there we are,
Yeah.
standing in a gas station.
In the middle of the
And
cornfield.
granted, not like those people who are in the middle of the lane. Like, no, we actually got out of the way. But yeah, we just, ran into him, and then it was like, well, took a picture and posted about it. Like, why are you guys at a gas station? Well,
Yep.
well, just
happens.
yeah, run into each other just on the road,
I love that. That's so
It was
neat.
fun.
Let's go ahead and give everybody a little bit of history. We can go back at the beginning. You can divulge into your history as much as you want, but mostly talk about growing up, what inspired to become musicians, what were you listening to that inspired you. Just kind of give people like a quick bio of
In the dawn of time.
dawn of time. So, yep.
Well, so right. So back there was, there was fire, and then they created the wheel, and then
David Bowie,
David Bowie.
Don't forget that.
and then Space Dad said it was good, right.
Yeah.
And then Prince went squiddly D, and right. Yeah, right.
I was always a weird kid. I was not a sports kid. I was, growing up, I was always in music. I was always in theater. That's just where I was. My grandpa on my mom's side, he used to play drums in rock and roll bands in, dirty bars in Chicago. And my grandpa on my dad's side actually tuned church bells in Chicago. So I guess I was always in my system. But I was the awkward one that had the weird hair, or before weird hair was okay to have. I always, listened to just an eclectic form of music. I had older brothers and older sisters, and my older brother, again, I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, so he was giving me things like Motley Crue and Rat and Whitesnake, and then my sister's like, here is Joy Division and The Cure and Depeche Mode, and so that's kind of where I came from. And picked up playing instruments kind of at an early age. I was classically trained as a cello player, so I started in grade school with that. Got into high school, and there were no upright basses, so I was told that I was going to play the bass, and that was it. It's like, well, there's 7 cellos and 0 basses, so guess what? You're gonna play the bass. And never looked back, honestly, from that.
Cool. And so it was just a natural kind of like listening to certain bands, being comfortable with being on stage. Were you songwriting at the time, like, in high school and stuff, just kind of dabbling in bands like garage bands? And
yeah, I've come from a long line of cover bands, actually. I didn't do a lot of songwriting on my own. I've been a hired gun for a really long time. I've been in cover bands for a really long time. And that was part of why I mean, there's many reasons why we wanted to do Bellhead, but that was one of the big ones for me, was that I really wanted to finally have my own band after a lifetime of playing in other bands. I mean, I've had a really great and successful career as a bass player, and I loved playing in all, with all these other people, but there's something so rewarding about going, this is mine, not somebody else's.
Right. And then, I mean, you just have like a list of so many projects that you've been part of. Was it just like, what, this just doing Bellhead is just, it feels like it's my release, my just kind of get out and kind of just work with me and Ivan together, where it doesn't seem so.
Yeah, I mean, well, that was it. So I was in it, like, I joke that whatever band Charles Levi wasn't in, I was. You know, like I pretty much played bass for everybody at one
Yeah.
point. Which is great. You know, again, it was super cool. But so I was in a band called Worm. I was also doing a Nine Inch Nails cover band with a lot of the same guys, and it was really cool. And again, it was kind of just coming up to I wanted to do my own music. Ivan and I were talking for a million years about doing a project together, and he was in Mr. Russia, and his drummer was moving away, so it was just kind of the perfect storm.
And then once we started Bellhead, everything else eventually
Just
had to fall by the wayside. It was like I was playing in another band, and then there were scheduling conflicts because Bellhead is booked
we're
far in
booked a
advance.
year out at this
So
point.
like, you know, I mean, we will have all these, and we want at one point I think we both had hobbies and other things, and then it just became I can't commit to this and I can't do that gig and I can't pick this up anymore. And then it became, oh shit, I'm really just doing Bellhead now.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like that's become that kind of became the, oh, I guess this is it, you know.
Yep.
Because the approach on this was actually like, we're lifers. We should start a project together because other people are gonna retire or want to do things, and we should plan to do something.
Do it. Yeah.
And then it was like, oh, I guess this is our lifer project now. So here we are.
Sure.
And to get in front of that question always, it's like, well, why is there two bass players? Well, the thing is, Karen played bass and I played bass, and there's no like, well, you can only have one bass, because you look at bands like Radiohead here, no one goes like, well, why are there three guitars in Radiohead? So, pound for pound, if you really think about it, you have three guitar players and one bass. That means two basses are worth six guitars. I mean, well, why not? But, I wasn't going to say, well, Karen, this town isn't big. No, screw it. Like that's,
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in bands with two bass players. I've been in bands with no guitar players. There's no reason not to. And Karen and I have completely different play styles. And, Karen plays distinctly low, and I'm adaptively mid-high. So it's a lot of just stay out of each other's way, or if you have something, go, this is more suited for where you're going, or like that kind of thing. And I know it's one of those things that sometimes can be like, well, how does that work? Well, you play piano with two hands, but they don't get in each other's way.
Right.
So right, and that's kind of how that works out. But it was never a question of we're not going to be able, to play our weapons of choice. So
Yeah.
that was always the plan. Now, the plan might have been like, maybe we'll have other people, like before we were a Bellhead, when it was just we should start something. But then, then life took hold. There was a blizzard in Chicago, very common. And as things go, everything gets shut down. It was like, Karen goes, hey, there's a blizzard. Let's get drunk. So, okay. So we did.
Because this was before the pandemic, so there was no working remote from home or anything.
Yeah.
Like you were going to get a snow day.
Right. So that's what we did.
Yeah.
So we got drunk. We watched Tu Wong Fu. Thanks for everything, Julie Newmar.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
We ate shawarma, and we were like, let's pull the trigger on this band.
We woke up and I guess we're going to make a band.
Right.
And then here's my husband comes home. And he's like, I said, we're drunk. There is a blizzard. And I'm like, husband, we're going to make a band. And he's like, okay. I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Right.
Just tell me about it tomorrow.
Have fun. Yeah. Keep it down.
The determination became then, it should just be us. That might have been the alcohol talk.
I don't want to work with anybody else.
Right.
Well, I think for me that was right, because I, being in industrial bands and being in live bands, like at one point, like Worm had 27 people. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but not really. Same with AM Psych. Like once you get all the drummers and everybody on stage, it's like 7 or 8 people, and it's so hard to like, when are you going to get together to rehearse? If you go on tour, how are you going to make that work? And so it was no. It is going to be us, because, if I get a show offer, what do? hey, Ivan,
Mhm.
well, at this point now we have a shared calendar. So if I don't see something blocked off, I just assume that that's time that I can put a show in there, and we travel light and we travel small and we don't have to worry about keeping track of six other people on tour, which can be the worst thing ever sometimes.
Yeah, and I think things have gotten a lot easier now with technology wise, and not just that, but venues are a little bit more open about having people in two people in a band or whatever, people using backing tracks or whatever. Because back then it was like, what's this guy and his computer up on stage? That kind of thing. Like if you didn't have a band, you were nobody. Like I
Yeah.
don't
I will say that audiences are more accepting of technology.
Yes.
Some audiences not so much.
Yeah.
But the use of technology, no. I can't tell you how many times you reach out to a band, you go, "Hey, are you guys available to do the show?" And they go, we'll have to check with the other band when we have band rehearsal." I'm like, "You have phones,
Yeah.
like
Right.
like what do you mean, like in a week, in a month, like what?"
Right.
So you can't play the show because you can't, that boggles my mind.
Oh, for real.
Yeah.
Now Karen and I might be a little overly organized because it's like, well, there's the two
Oh,
of
yeah.
us with the shared calendar, but that's just how we roll. We like Excel, we like keep track of everything, plug the addresses in so that when we go on the road, you open up the calendar, you hit the button, and it goes to the map. We
Yep.
just like to have everything figured out.
Exact same way.
We're organized that way.
We could do a TED talk on how to make your life
Yeah.
easier on the road for
Yeah.
sure.
You can team up with Martin. Martin can do all the music, creative, and you guys can do the scheduling time.
Listen, my tour smart book from Mark
I
Atkins
still
is
have
like
mine.
so many dog tagged years, and it's like holding together. He he is smart.
Yeah.
Martin wrote the book on what to do. I mean, that's what the book is called. And every single goddamn band needs to read that book.
Oh,
Every single one of them.
I've known Martin so long. It was the disto map, the wheel where you could tell how far two cities were apart by mileage. Well, way before the Google Maps and whatnot, and that was the thing. And I mean, one of the things that we were just talking about, but we're going to lose an hour with our travel time. So we have to, I mean, when we're going out further, we have a little cheat sheet that has so how many hours things are going to be. There's, plot that in, plot in where you're going to lose time. And everything, like, don't go, "Oh, well, we have this and you're gonna have downtime so we could then go to a music." No, you're lucky to just take a break.
Yeah. You got 5 minutes to use the bathroom.
Now, if you have a day off, that's a different story. If you have a day off, you have a day off. But like, unless you have a huge chunk of time, don't plan on going to meet a buddy or whatever, because that person's never on time.
Right.
Meet them at the show.
100%. Yeah. I've always been that. Just like any show or anything, a job or whatever, be there ridiculously early. Just kind of get into the flow of everything and just make sure you're on time, and don't be an asshole to the sound guy, even if the sound guy's an asshole. You know what I mean? So
100%. Yeah.
Because you're always gonna run into one sound guy that's like, "Well, what do you need? Like, just like, this is unheard of. Hook up a laptop. Hook up." It's just like,
well, when you have our tracks come out, and they're the same every time. I've got a radial DI. We have our own.
Yep.
And we're doing the show, and the sound guy's going, "Well, can you make it louder?" And I'm like, "This is literally the max." He's like, "Well, it must be something on your end." And I'm like, "I know it's not on my end because the show, we've been on tour."
But you can't tell them that they're wrong.
Right.
You can just be like, "Oh, we'll go back on our side," and we'll double check it.
It's definitely that there's preset compressors on the line, but he's got to figure that out. And I've got to just be like, "Well, I'll check. We'll try. Oh, well, maybe it's this. Could it be, and just play dumb till he decides."
Actually figures it out. But no, never piss off the sound.
No, right.
Sound engineer.
Yeah, that is not an argument that that is a losing proposal. Yeah.
Really is a losing proposal. Like I said, you got to make friends with him, even though he's, the guy who toured with Motley Crue and knows everything and knows everybody, and he's upset that he's working in a small venue or whatever. And you're just like, "Look, buddy, let's make this night magical for everybody. Let's make sure you get paid, I get paid, everybody has a few drinks, let's just try and enjoy the night and let's not be on each other's bad side. So
I will tell you the one thing that is still frustrating in 2025 is that I will still have issues being a woman on
about
tour
that,
and doing shows.
I
And
brought up.
it's disappointing because I've been doing this long enough where, when I first started playing out live, there were not many female musicians out there. Like I was pre-Kitty, right?
Yeah.
So that ages me there. But so it was unheard of to have women that were not singers, let alone a woman in the band. And it has gotten better over time. But there was specifically, a venue, and we were playing it, and I tried to go up to this guy, and I'm like, "Hey, man,
Mike
nice,
Dick's looking at
nice to meet you. I'm Karen. I'm Bellhead, blah blah." And he was like, he wouldn't even talk to me, and he's like, "I'm busy," and so then I'm like, "Okay." So then I come up later. I'm like, "Hey, man, want to talk to you about our setup?" And he literally just shrugged and turned around and walked away from me. And I'm like, "Well, Ivan, it's one of those shows."
Right.
Yeah. And then that's okay, well, that's my job now.
Yeah.
And that is a unfortunate, but can't fight with the sound guy.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But then there's also like the wild thing. Remember that one show we played where the guy
I'm sorry, you need to be more specific.
No, I'll tell you. The guy came and he yelled at us and he walked away and you just went, did we just get yelled at?
Oh yeah.
And we had no idea what it was about, but it was like about we were so confused we didn't realize we just got scolded.
Yeah.
And it was like, did we just get yelled at? This was like long before the show, but it was some larger kind of misunderstanding. But we literally got yelled at like we were children, and we're like, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just totally blank face.
Right.
Yeah, but we try to always be nice to the staff, nice to nice to everybody. Don't pick fights.
No.
But also sometimes the Chicago in us comes through. There's been some times where Karen just goes, no, and walks away.
You have to. I mean, and being Chicago, you are of a specific type of person. And I will be I will be as nice as I can until I'm no longer nice.
It's the balance. It's the Midwest, like, hey,
Yeah.
And
I'll never be. I'm never going to yell at you,
right.
And I'm never going to shit on you online. I'm never going to say who's a piece of shit.
Right.
But no, I mean, again, like a different show where the sound guy was just not having it with me. And I literally just stood on stage with my arms crossed, just waiting for him to figure his shit out.
Figure it out, yeah.
And I didn't say a word. Yep. I didn't do anything, but I literally was just.
Yep.
I love it. Oh, I love that.
And then when they're ready to be reasonable, then we can rehab this conversation.
We can be adults here. Yep. I get it.
No, I am a native Chicagoan, and I am a woman, and I'm a Gen Xer, and I will kick my heels into the sand and I will plant. Yeah. And if that means I'm going to be on stage for 40 minutes waiting for you to get your shit together, I got all the time in the world, man. I hold a grudge for decades. Don't try this with me, man.
Right.
It's real easy. Like,
no, I get it. And you know what? Now that you brought up, being a female and being a Gen Xer, a lot of the female musicians that I talk to, I'll bring up, hey, have you had any struggles or issues being a female in the music industry or just in general, blah, blah. And they're like, no, everything's been pretty cool. Everybody. And I just go, okay. And then I realized I think there is a massive difference where the older have to deal with the struggle of, just guys being assholes or just anybody being rude to females. And now it's a little bit more calmed down now, I guess, depending on where you're at.
Yeah. I mean, I've been accosted on stage. I have had people pull my hair, pull my bass, grab my foot while I'm on stage. I have done the run gamut of stuff, and it's nice now. There are so many female presenting musicians out there, where it's a lot different now.
I mean, there's just so many more
and not just musicians,
just
but
female
like
sound engines,
bar owners, engineers, management. And so it is significantly.
The tone has changed, and not in a, okay, guys, we have to act different. There's women in the house tonight. It's just overall the tone has changed, but there is still that outlier there. But it is at this point an outlier. We don't run into that
Nearly
yeah, as much as Karen has in the past. But that is a,
that is an older.
that is a Karen had to deal with that in a way that those other people didn't. But it's like just the other show was like, oh, there's like a woman in every band,
Yeah.
and it's not
Yeah.
a, hey, this show was booked to have a woman in every band. It's like, no, this just is,
Right.
is, and it's not like everybody's riding a unicycle.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what I've noticed is I'm more females are wanting to get more involved. Like even next week, I'm getting is it Mary Shear from Assemblage 23.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to be talking with her, and I'm just kind of getting a little bit of everybody involved on the podcast, just to try and get. I mean, honestly, I'm just anybody in the scene, anybody big, small, whatever. Just let me talk to more people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so. Mari's great. We played with them in Detroit for the Fixation Festival, and so both Mari and Tom played their own separate bands. And she's
we had shawarma with her.
Yes, we ate shawarma with her. It was a pleasant time. Things revolve around shawarma with Bellhead.
Yep, there you go. Ivan, did we even go into your history? Is there anything you want to kind of add to?
It's fine.
What'd you grow up listening to? How about that?
I mean,
what led you to bass? How about that? Music into bass.
I think it was because I knew, well, my cousins are musicians and they're quite talented, and one of them plays guitar and the other one plays drums. So that kind of was like, well, those are spoken for. I found myself really fascinated with dirty bass, fuzz bass. That like I was gravitated towards the sound that I'm making now without a blueprint for it. It was like, oh, it's David J's tone on Double Dare. It's the fuzz tone on David Bowie's Black Country Rock. It's these little things there, here and there, and then it would be things like the grindy tone on like Garbage. I'm Only Happy When It Rains. It's like, is that a guitar? Is that bass? It's these. What is that? What is that thing? And how do I make something like that? And it was something that I wanted to pursue. I wanted to make something, and not having the vocabulary or even like understanding.
Oh wow! Yeah.
What would that come from? But like bass felt right. It felt,
Sure,
it's got Midwest hips, and it's like, it's the thing is that it's like holding a violin makes me uncomfortable. It's like holding a baby. I don't know. It's just like a bass is something that I'm not afraid that I'm going to break. It's definitely a thing that I'm like, I can put my knee into the back of it, and it's not like, oh, I snapped it in two. It's something that I'm very comfortable with. The size of it, the space between the strings speaks to me.
But it's such a little bass.
Well, I mean, my bass is a short scale bass, and your bass is responsible for deforestation, but it's still, it's a bass. Yeah. And then it was just a process of like, how do I get this sound that's in my head and in my heart? Because I wasn't chasing somebody's sound. I was just chasing a sound that was this, like, it had this force, And then from there, it was like, well, I got it loud and I got it growly, but then I wanted it to be able to do other things. I wanted it to be able to be like, well, also the loudest sound is directly preceded by the quietest sound. So what can I do? And then, like, once we started Bellhead, it was okay, well, this could use like I don't know, like a lead line, like something, little melodic piece here. Where does that go? Where does that fit? And Karen we were shopping for an amp. And I went with sure, I'll go to like 8, stores just to screw around. And so then it was like, I'm just trying pedals while she's trying amps.
Yeah.
And then I tried like a reverb pedal and was like, oh, well, this isn't my usual thing, but like, this is interesting. And, and there was the pedals that I like those are guitar player pedals, or those aren't for me.
Yeah.
And then that eventually became part of what I was doing. And then it was applying that to going higher. Like, and then I actually more seriously considered going an octave up, and then you just keep going, keep applying, and really, seeing what else I can do. What else can what other thing can I make the bass do?
Yeah, of course.
I have a lot, like Ivan has always chased tones and made a full sound with minimal things for a long time, and even with Mr. Russia, and I appreciate so much his passion for finding the right sound and the right tones, and that's kind of what makes why Bellhead is what it is. And he's so knowledgeable in his craft and his gear. I mean, even like, so live, it's it's the two of us, right? And how do you recreate that sound? And we have these massive pedal boards, right? Because we want to recreate that sound on stage, and we're not I mean, we're to be fair, we're dumb bass players, so yeah, we're not smart enough to program a Helix or go wireless or whatever. So we're old-fashioned pedal users. But I really didn't have a pedal board, and I didn't do that. And it was so nice to have Ivan, who walked me through not only pedals that would make sense, but like, well, you need to put this pedal here and then, and you can't flip it and you can't go backwards because it's going to sonically, there's reasons for that, of the chain of how it all works. And it's so nice to have somebody that you can lean on to work through all of those, all of those things with.
But we do have friends that I call when I go, how to figure this out. And one of the most recent ones, the answer was the zip tie.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I was trying to build a cage to stop a pedal from, you think you put a zip tie on it and you can't push it down anymore.
That's so funny. No, because I used to be the exact, in high school, 9 Inch Nails, the Prodigy stuff. I was like, even before synthesizers meant anything to me, I was like, what's that sound? Like, I would listen to like Pretty Hate Machine and just those, it was probably like the DX7s he was, whatever. I was like, what is that? And I don't know how, but I'm trying to describe the sound on paper to go, okay, what do I need to do to figure out? So then I started digging into like more like digital audio workshops and stuff like that, just to try and find that sound. So I totally understand just that feel, that concept. Like, I like this feeling. Let me pursue this feeling,
Yeah.
So I like bass as a thing to make something organically, where like the keyboard is it is a series of like on and off. I'm pushing something where I can scrape on a bass or I can scream into a pickup. And if you go through a bunch of Bellhead songs, there's a whole bunch of noises that I made on my bass that are then sprinkled throughout. Like there's a song called Mercy, and there's this sound that's like a fog in the background. That's bass. There's a bunch of things where it's like what Karen refers to as dinosaur noises. Those are bass. Yeah. There's a bunch of things where it's like those were sounds that I made with my bass. No, I don't like they're on the track with the drums live. I'm not Tom Morelloing like that because I'm also playing the other one. But I make sounds with my bass, so there may be this, and that's bass. Because I will just kind of screw around with it and see, oh, that's a neat thing. Record.
Yeah.
And then I have this library of strange sounds that I made, and sometimes I go, I don't know how I did that.
Well, that's brilliant, because most people, they'll go to a keyboard or something, or VSTs to get a sound, but you're going, what can I use just with the bass alone? How many sounds can I get out of it, and how much can I add to a track that's only bass only? You know what I mean? It's smart.
Or the bass plus, because then that's the thing is like, as you are, it's the magnet plus the strings, and it's like there are things, I'm not going to give away all the trade secrets because it may be on the next record, but there's plenty of that going on. So it's
I think I was more insulted that people were calling your bass guitar on Threats than you were.
Oh yeah,
because like we had a lot of reviews going, oh, the guitar, and I'm like, it's not a guitar. Like, there is zero guitar.
Right.
Zero.
Well, it's because like with the octave up and the lead line, and they're just guitar. but also because I play the short scale. I mean, it's the to the passerby. It's like, I don't know, if you like the record, I'm past having that argument with people. You know, I hope they enjoy it. Really, that's at the end of the day.
Right. Tell me about the first Bellhead album and kind of going in and going, okay, this is our first step forward, and then taking everything live. Tell me about that process and how it kind of evolved with each record.
Well,
Oh,
well,
God.
the first rehearsal
Mhm.
we ever had,
Yeah.
first time we got in the rehearsal space, we wrote a song called Knife.
Mhm.
It's on our first
Our first EP,
our first
Unicorn
EP.
Bones.
I don't think I have got like a wave recorder. I think I only have an MP3, but it is I programming out the drums in real time. Karen plays the bass and I sing the lyrics in real time, and it exists. And it's like, that's the guts of the song there. And it was like, oh, this is gonna work.
Yeah.
This is gonna work. But also murder. Okay, this took a turn. And we started writing, and it was like two kids passing notes back and forth. And we just kept building this thing, writing these songs, uh and it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna buy a laptop.
We were so excited about it, right?
Yeah.
Like that was like this was like it we're like, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this together, and we're lifers, and we've done this all before. So this is we just started all
Speed running.
all in. Chips
Yeah.
are all in.
Band name, logo.
Yeah.
Let's get t-shirts made.
I've been bought a $2,000 laptop. We make a logo. We make t-shirts. We have not recorded a single song.
Yep.
And we have t-shirts
Yep.
ready to go.
I love
And
it.
then we record.
Right.
And so we do like all of this, and it's just like in a hurry, but not by anybody else. It's just because we were excited about what we're doing.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we book our first show.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah.
And
It's just
right. No, it gets dumber.
Okay.
so
I
stupid.
get dumber. I love it.
This is if you are in a band, if you
Do not do this.
Don't do
you
this.
are a
Right.
musician,
do this.
do not do what we do.
Right.
This is the moral of the story.
So remember how we said there's a small number of people involved? So me and Karen write all the songs, do the production. That's it.
Yeah.
Neil,
Carl and Neil
records. And when Neil records, there's no one else in the studio. Carl does the mastering. I mean, there is no one involved. It is frighteningly small how few people are involved. So
Right.
we go to do our first show. It's at Livewire.
Now, also, he hasn't played his stuff for his girlfriend at the time. I mean, I'm married. I have a husband.
Yeah.
Husband has never heard a single song. I've not played anything for him.
Right.
So we book a show. We're on stage. All of a sudden, like, it's Bellhead's first show, and so we're on stage, and I'm looking out. Martin Atkins is in the stage. Is out there.
Charles Levi.
Charles Levi is
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Greta Brinkman, the bassist for Moby and Bell 7, is in the crowd. Dwayne Buford, the bass player from Ministry. Like
Right.
every single every single famous bass player is in the crowd. There's like 50 people there. Steve Silver, he was stage manager for Pigface and Killing Joke, and is like, he's a
Stewart Ministry, right?
Yeah. So he's on stage and he's talking and he's like blah 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 blah, and here's Bellhead.
And, well, right before this is when it dawned on me. And I turned to Karen and I go, maybe we should have played our songs for more than 7 people. And then he's like, ladies and gentlemen, Bellhead.
Play this.
Oh my God.
And I do not know why it was that exact moment that I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
we didn't really.
We didn't play test it.
Like we didn't
share any music
right.
with anybody.
Our
We
recordings.
were so excited about our project
and
that we forgot.
yeah, to just be like, hey, is this?
Does this sound like shit?
Right, does this like we like it, but does it play with an audience?
Right.
Because you can make music, but
Of course.
Yeah.
and well, too late now.
Got
Right.
But-
So yeah,
Here we go.
yeah. That's the don't
don't do that.
Don't be
Don't
upset.
do that. How did it
No.
go though? Was it?
It was
Was it
Oh yeah, well,
Yes,
very
well,
well.
okay, good. Okay, I'll just make sure.
I mean, we're still here,
Yeah.
so that's
Right.
we
Still a
didn't
band, yeah.
we didn't bomb.
Yeah.
But no, it was the dumbest thing ever.
Dumbest thing.
So fucking stupid.
I went through that process where I was kind of doing my own thing. It's called Spiral Shape Mind, and it was all music, and I was like excited, barely even got anything together. Booked my first show at the Creepy Crawl, which is a really
No. Yeah.
and first night it was like hardly, I mean, it was a few people there, but nothing big. But I tried to go, okay, I'm gonna do a cover. So I tried to do my own rendition of Great Destroyer by Nine Inch Nails, just kind of
Okay.
a lot of it was very
Well,
glitchy.
that's a choice to begin
Yeah.
with.
Well, I realized I had it there. I did all my songs. Was going to end with Great Destroyer, and I was like, I did not practice singing this. I'm just going. I know the words. I'm going to go for it. In my mind, I'm going. This is. I sound all. I'm doing it, but I sound terrible. But it just. I felt like the way I played it with just the noise, the distort, like it just kind of overpowered all that. But it was like I did not practice this first show as much as I thought I should have. It was just, yeah. So I totally get where you're just so like, yeah, and then just like, oh shit, this is where the rubber meets the road at this point. You know what I mean?
Is Creepy Crawl the one that has that cafeteria style steakhouse around the corner from it?
That
That
I,
best steakhouse?
I think so. I think
Yeah,
that
wait,
was, it's been closed down ever since, but it's,
right. Yeah, it's been gone for a long
I don't
time.
know. It was a fever dream when I was there.
yeah. But yeah, there's so many great bands that played there. I think Story of the Year, I think, filmed their first music video there, and I was like,
Oh, nice.
crawl. So, but yeah, it's classic venue. Let's go ahead and kind of get into the nuts and bolts of recording and everything like that. Tell me about. I'm a huge gearhead, so tell me what you guys have been using to record and kind of how you translate it to going on stage. Is it pretty organic? Do you get a lot of um, do you add a lot of things during recording, or do you just kind of keep it as organic as possible?
We try to keep it as organic as possible because the goal is to be able, what you hear on the album is what you're going to hear at a live show. That's always how it's going to be.
Yeah.
There's obviously some tweaks, here and there, but it's for the main, what you hear is what you get. For gear, if you want to nerd out, like I said, as a low bass, I have a very, I mean, it is a Gibson and it is an Ampeg and it is a bassy bass sound that you've ever bassed,
And you've used those
And I use vintage Ampegs.
right, you've used that the one that we only use for recording because
Yeah.
it snarls too much to take on the road. And then the one in the studio that was the even older
Yeah.
Ampeg.
Yeah.
Mine is I've got a Ampeg 115 and then a acoustics solid state head from when Guitar Center owned brand. So it's not anyone's favorite but mine. And that's my setup. And I play a Gretsch short scale Jet 2, which is again no one's favorite but mine. And so it's that, I mean, we go in, that's the same thing that I use on the road.
Yep.
I'm right now I'm playing with a acoustic combo. So it takes up just a little bit less space. So it's a 112 in there. And again, just the same thing. You take on the road, play in the studio. In the studio, we just get to, have a little bit more like separation with mics, but like we play our basses live together and do as much at the same time as we can. All the drum production's done at home.
Ivan does all that.
Most of the keyboard stuff like is done. We do some of the backing vocals ahead of time. A lot of it's just like a time saver, or this is going to be too much of a trying to chase something.
Sure.
Like on Heart Shaped Hole, Karen does some vocals in the bridge that are through a walkie-talkie.
Yeah, nice.
But we figured out ahead of time the distance the walkie-talkie had to be from her face and how it had to be picked up, like, so that when we went in to do it, it wasn't a nightmare because we wanted it to be, I knew how I wanted it to sound. So we tested it at the rehearsal space, we figured it out. So then when we went in to record it, we could be like, okay, Neil, this is the sound that I'm looking for. This is how I want to do it. I want this much clean Karen, this much walkie-talkie Karen. and then you just capture it and then do your wizardry when you go through the mixing process. So if there's something like that,
Way like or completely organic, no
Yep.
added to. Okay, cool, perfect, yeah.
Well,
Sorry.
I mean, there's always like there's the raw thing, but like there's always going to be a level of edit.
Of course, that's
You
what I
know,
meant. Yeah,
there's going to be a little bit of chorus.
There's going to be a compression there, and but it was like, yes, it's an actual
no auto tune.
Right.
God damn it! That is the one thing that I will say is we do not auto tune.
That's an actual, an actual walkie-talkie, not a plug-in.
That's what
and like I run an old shitty pedal that parallels my voice that is mixed in and out. So it's like this vocal effect.
That's how it gets that growly kind of harsher sound.
Yeah, it's like, so that's been on all the records. There's just like things that I like. And then because on stage, we don't have any vocal effects. So those are like limited to the record because it's just easier to control there. But yeah, I don't know that we do anything in the studio that's really
No, I mean, we get in the studio and we just work. We just track and track and track and track, and it's not
because
there's nothing exciting about going into the studio to work.
Just work.
You see all these people that are like, we're gonna go and hang out at the studio and all these photos, and it's like there's nothing fun about it. It's like there's nothing fun about going with your friend when they get a tattoo. Like that's the same level of not fun it is.
Well,
so we just shut down and we book a full day or a full 2 days. And we'll stop for a late lunch, but it's just work, and it's primarily when we go in, like Neil has our drums, has our backing tracks, that's all done. So he's gonna mix it and tweak it, but for the most part, it's gonna be playing with sound in the room and with our vocals.
Right. He'll go like, I mean, take this again or try this, but like whichever one of us is not singing is in the control booth with Neil, so they may be.
I mean, we produce our own stuff.
Yeah,
like that's.
Of course. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
But like to tell you how small of an operation it is, we move the baffling when we're setting up with Neil. It's like the three of us do everything. So like he will set up the mics, but we'll help with tear down, so he gets out of there in a reasonable amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is just very hands on. Yeah. It's a very small operation. And that's how we like it. We don't want like a bunch of people running around and being involved. It's just, no, it's us making a record. So, but that means the entire day you're working.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing the performance, you're listening to the other person doing a performance and going, you're not doing it the way that you did it at rehearsal, or can you, try that, or that was great, whatever the thing is. And that can be really important because early on, that was what got Karen to sing, was feeling comfortable, and then going, oh, my voice is really loud in the playback. And it's like, don't worry, we'll fix it in post. And Neil mutes it and he goes, we're not gonna. I'm like, oh, absolutely not. And that, it's like her voice just creeps up over time. She got more and more comfortable.
Right.
And then Karen will tell me, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing it that way? It's wrong. Stupid.
Yeah, we're not gonna name names, but right. there is a band member that tends to be a little bit more honest about things than the other band member.
Well, no, we are both equally, like, And
why do you sound like shit today?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about the drum programming and how it kind of differs for each album. And are you using just the same old drum program, like the program, or
I've been pulling it out? We started. No. So the first thing that we ever did, like we have the tagline 2 basses and a drum machine.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. That is what Knife was programmed with that.
Yeah.
Now we have thusly then we switched and went up a little bit.
Yep.
But we do use VSTs now. And we go through various DAWs and have various plugins. But that is what I said. Knife is that.
Yeah, Knife is that. Snuff Film is that. You're stretching the credulity of my memory, but I don't chase sounds.
Okay.
I go, oh, I like that sound.
Sure.
And that's how like a song comes together. There's actually a song that I'm working on where I was intentionally trying to chase a sound, and I realized how hard that is. I do not understand how other people try to emulate somebody else's sound. That seems way more difficult than just being
Sure,
yourself.
yeah.
And I will just put something together and go, I don't like this snare, and I just change it till I find the snare that I like. But I'm not chasing somebody else's snare. It's
Fair
really
enough.
just finding. So when songs start to sound different, it's just because, oh, I found this this tom sound that I like, so then I'm going to use it on the next couple songs until something else changes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of that. But yeah, there's it also depends what we're doing, because like, where were we going where I had like 5 hours to program drums in the
We're going
vehicle?
to Minneapolis.
Right. So I'm just and that's all virtual drums, because I'm just
Yeah.
making our drummer sound more like a drummer on that song, because
Yeah.
sometimes it's fine when they sound mechanical, but sometimes they need to sound human depending on the song.
I've noticed that with each album, it sounds a little bit more fluid, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It depends on the song, how like where it needs to go.
Yeah.
And really also like what Karen's reaction is to it. Karen may not program drums, but she has feedback into them. We've also bought like loops.
Yeah, plugins and loops and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
Yeah.
all
And
the time.
and those have been great, because you can just go, Karen can just take a loop, speed it up or slow it down, and then send it to me, and I go, I actually really like this. What did you start with here?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then that might be something that gets cut up and changed, or that might be something that actually ends up in the song. It's not, but there's no like, everything has to be created from scratch, or it's not. I mean, songs come from all over the place, as long as it's clear.
I think programming has vastly improved though. Like that is the drums. The drums are 100% Ivan doing all like again, even if it is a loop, it is Ivan editing the loops for everything and putting it together.
Right.
So,
I mean,
yeah. So he, over time, has clearly improved his craft and his ability to find.
As someone, I'm a drummer, and I can tell musically, I go, he's really improving his technique in this. You know what I'm saying?
I'm very thankful to have him, because
she did tell me at one point, she's like, "You're programming drums better." I'm like, "Am I? I don't know. I mean, thank you, but like, I don't really."
I think when you're in the weeds, you don't realize.
Well, you just
don't realize.
I do it consistently enough, so I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But the one thing I will say is that everything we do is cleared.
Yes.
Like there's no, like, we're not sampling from somebody else's record. There is nothing on a Bellhead record that isn't paid for.
Right.
Like there's no, like, if we bought a loop, we paid for the loop.
Yeah.
If we sampled from a movie, it's a public domain movie.
Yeah, you're not going to hear any Terminator 2 samples from us.
And it's not like, oh, we distorted it and we hit it. No, absolutely not. Because I wouldn't want to do that to somebody else, let alone do that to me. I'm not stealing anybody's stuff. That is long before Bellhead.
Oh yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So anything like that we're talking about is completely on the level.
And also, there is only one song that has one single swear word in it.
Yep.
Everything else is 100% clear to play. FCC regulations.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And we did a clean version.
And we did a clean version of it too.
Yeah.
And it's literally it's shit on your shoe or versus spit on your shoe,
which changes the meaning. And that was one of those where it was like, it was written as shit on your shoe, and spit on your shoe changes the meaning of the song. And that was why that's there. But generally, I don't write swear in song, because I can say something that's way more fucked up without it.
Yeah. And let's go ahead and go into that. Writing lyrics, kind of what's your process when it comes to that?
I like unreliable narrators. I like things that are open to interpretation. Yeah. I don't want to tell you what a song is about, because I want you to interpret. A song is about whatever I think about it this way. I make chairs. Mm-hmm. If I sell you a chair, and I drive past your house and you're standing on it, I don't go, that's not for standing. No, you bought the damn chair, you know?
Yeah.
And you may buy the chair and go, I wish this chair had a cup holder. Well, maybe the next one I make, will have a cup holder. Like it's not like it's not a one size fits all. They're all kind of different.
Yeah.
The thing is that it's I'm chasing ideas, and I kind of like him. It's a bit of like dream logic. It's a bit of like, I know when I came up with the chorus for Threats, if I can't break your heart, no one will. I ran into the other room where I had paper and wrote it down. It was like
there's so many times when we're driving like on tour and we say something and like we'll both look at each other and I'll be like, I'll text you this right now.
Right,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a notebook that if it ever falls into the wrong hands, I'm gonna get a call from the FBI. I use a cut up method.
Okay.
So I have
style, yeah.
I have a envelope full of, and it's all
handsome style cutouts.
Oh my god! But it's all in the same generic font.
Yeah.
And I will, like, when I'm writing a song, I'll go through them and find everything that's on the kind of the same subject, and then tape together and then rewrite. And it looks insane. It looks absolutely insane. But it'll help me remember things that I wrote prior. That this actually fits. And I was working on the song, and I learned that Raggedy Ann is in the public domain now. Who knew? Right. It's just there's a lot of like the writing processes. I have this idea and then this idea, and then I have to actually do the work to finish the things that go together.
Yeah.
And or Karen just going, what are you doing?
You're a crazy person.
Oh yeah. What is it? You're a crazy person, but I like you're kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's like the sort of, I don't think a song like this exists,
Yeah.
Like it's, you're mixing two emotions, like not just a happy song, but like, happy, frustrated, like whatever, finding
the balance.
Yeah. Finding something that expresses sort of something. And then, I don't know, just symbolism, but not a symbol, like just symbolic of the feeling that, that kind of, it's not a one-to-one and then it explains to you, but I'm sure if you really tried to string it all together, you could find something there. There's a lot of drama to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like No Dead Horses is kind of like there's no more cowboys anymore, so it starts in a truck stop, but it's sort of kind of like a modern day kind of Western sort of story, kind of, that's sort of like how it starts, but then where it goes, a song will start somewhere and then by the end it might not be necessarily all of that, but it's sort of the intention.
Yeah.
I don't really kind of hold myself too much to the song has to mean something that I'm not trying to tell you who to vote for or what to believe in. That's for somebody else to do. I'm here to entertain and be expressive, and like what's great about music is it's too loud for you to be like, what I really no, we're engaged in an exchange here. And it's like, and then when you have the record at home, you can do whatever you want with it. You can skip a track, you can listen to the whole thing, you can stand on the chair. It's fine.
Smart. I love that. That's great. I'm going to go ahead and start kind of moving everything towards the end. Tell me about how you see Bellhead in the future. Where are you guys kind of going towards at this point?
The moon.
First band on the moon.
Going to the moon. First
band on the moon.
Yep.
We're going to reveal the secrets of the moon.
There you go. Can't wait to hear that one. That's going to be
you know what? We don't have this big, I don't have a huge vision board at home that says I want to do
all the posts from Pinterest.
my Pinterest vision board. Yeah. I'm going to sit there with my glass of wine and my charcuterie board trying to figure this out. We have obtainable goals.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess I would have to reveal the one thing.
You can't.
Okay, well, I can't talk about that then. And I can't talk about the other thing.
Nope.
Okay. Okay. Well, then that ruins this whole interview.
Right.
Just to keep the band afloat. No. So
all right, thanks a lot. No, so it's like, well, it would be nice if we, a goal is to get into some festival shows, right? So you work up to that. So now, like last year we played Dark City Fest in New Orleans. This year we played Fire Seek Festival in Minneapolis. We're doing Bats Over Indie, so again, obtainable goal. We
We're looking to do like a longer tour with like more of a
we'd love to get on a better tour because right now it's been very much DIY. So
yeah.
I book 98% of our shows, and it would be great if we could get on something, a week or two or three. Let's get on something like a Stabbing Westward show, a Thrill Kill Cult show, French Police or something, that or actors. Like that would be awesome. Definitely, that is on our short order. It would be, wonderful to like Riot Fest was a humongous festival in Chicago. Like I always joke, like I want to play at 1:30 on a Sunday at Riot Fest.
Realistic goals. Yeah.
So like if you come up with something that is so unrealistic, and unfortunately so many younger musicians have, this is through the dawn of ages, going, I'm going to move to Hollywood and I'm going to be a big rock star and I'm going to make it. And you can't be like that. So if your goals are, I want to put out a killer EP, I want to get on a festival show, I want to XYZ, right, that it's easier to do.
The thing is like we have full-time jobs.
Yeah.
We like when we're touring, then we're not writing the next batch of songs. And the thing is time is the one thing I can't fight. So I am always trying to figure out how I can be more consistently
creative,
better about my time usage, like I guess I would like to be like, I've developed more ideas consistently that we could choose from, that like we'd be more prepared. I don't know. It's this like I'd really like to be ready to make that next EP sooner. Though it's not realistic because songs take about the same amount of time to write and gestate and whatever. And like shooting music videos takes time, and like that is a beast in and of itself. But it's part of the necessary part of it. Touring takes time.
Yeah.
And I love playing live. This band was built to play live, but travel, promotion, all of that. So everything you do takes away from another part of doing it. So our goal is to, like
consistency,
grow reasonably. It's not like we don't have shareholders. So we don't have to be like, Bellhead has to grow at an unreasonable rate.
Well, except my husband is like, we need a hit in the books for Christmas.
Yeah.
Love that.
So right. So I think, our for Bellhead for the future, will you see another release? Yes. When is that?
Soon.
At some point. Will you see another music video? 100% you will. Yeah. That I will say is that we have filmed a music video which is great.
It exists.
Yes. Which is really wonderful.
Right.
So you'll see a music video. Will you see us touring? That's all we love to do. So yeah, 100%. So it is a rinse and repeat with the intentions of, can we organically just keep improving? I like to get us into new markets every year. So like last year went to Colorado. We've never been to Colorado before. Yeah. Last year we went to
DC.
We went to DC. We've never done DC before. So this year in September we're going north to Bay City, Michigan. Like we actually have not played a lot. We didn't play a lot of Michigan. So this year we've done a few more Michigan shows, which are new. We are actually going to be we're going to be playing Houston. That'll be the first time we've ever hit Texas before. And then a couple others that so it's exciting to kind of have that. So then next year it's like, well, let's try and go someplace new. I don't know, maybe Florida.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Yeah. And there's there's new songs. They're started. I'm hoping that we can slip them in the set
Yeah.
here and there, like try them out before the end of the year. Not like a set where it's like here's 5 new songs, but like one here, one there. You know, just like we did with Threats, where we got to play a little bit here and there, and and continue to do what we do. Continue to like do remixes where they make sense. Continue to do compilations like the Industrial Saviors. We just did a song on a different cancer compilation. We have another song upcoming on another that's been announced.
No, but he talked about it live. So Phil from the band Skate Nigs, it's an industrial band that was kind of like Ministry era. We played a couple shows with him. So he's doing a compilation benefit for addiction and recovery. He lost his son to unfortunately a battle of addiction, and so he wants to raise money for that. And so it hasn't really been announced when. But I'm comfortable saying that because he posted about it on Facebook. So
okay. Right. That's always like I'm like he did kind of say it was.
Did we say this?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess any promoters listening, any bands listening that need people, you have a wedding you want us to play, just get a hold of us and we're available.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
This was great.
Amazing guys, amazing people to talk to. Thank you so much. So.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get back to St. Louis sometime. That's you know what, your city's a weird one. Like we played twice, early on, because we played.
We played.
So we've played the Sinkhole.
Okay.
But the problem with that is that the PA won't work for us because they have no monitors, right? Yep. And so that's the biggest thing. And then we played Foam.
That doesn't exist.
That's now Marshmallow.
Yep, Marshmallow's still around, yeah.
And then did we play Crack Fox? No, we've never played Crack Fox. We've played Crack Fox separately.
Right. Oh yeah, we played Crack Fox separate. Okay.
Yeah, Joel runs the whole goth industrial.
Yeah. But we love St. Louis. We have a bunch of friends in St. Louis and want to get back there. We actually do really well in Cape Girardeau.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. Hell yeah.
We met Gary Robert in Community. He played with us for our first show in St. Louis, and such a great guy, great band, great music, like for people that like the Lou Reed, Iggy Pop era kind of stuff.
Yeah, punk.
But we go down to Cape Girardeau and we just have a blast down there. Yeah. But yeah, so hopefully maybe that's a goal in 2026 is that you can help us get to St. Louis.
Spreading the word, absolutely. 100%. Cool. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.